What's up, Michigan fans, and welcome back to the Maize and Bluebeard Podcast, where we talk all things Michigan football and basketball. MBB and the place to be, go blue. Welcome back to the channel. A lot has happened in the last day since I dropped my first video. That's right, new channel here, lifelong Michigan fan, excited to talk to you about Michigan football. Give me a subscribe, give me a like, talk down in the comments. I respond to every comment, so I'd love to talk to you down there. And so far it's been great. Only done a video and a few shorts, but I've had a great response and I'm having a ball. Cannot wait to do some more content and to meet you all. So without further ado, we got a lot to catch up on in the last 24 or so hours, so let's get to it. All right, so let's talk about all the portal comings and goings. We're going to start off with the good news first, all the people coming in, and we're going to start off with the trifecta of special teams that I'm excited about. Now, some people may not be excited about this as much as I am, but let me tell you, special teams is important. And I love it. I love when special teams can be a weapon, flip the field, can be sound. It can help you win games, I'm telling you. So that's why I'm so excited about these three players that I'm going to start off with. First of all, our first portal commit was Nico Crawford, fifth-year senior. Will be a fifth-year senior next year from Pitt. And he's been a great long snapper there. He has a Michigan connection. He was on Charlotte back when Biff Poggi was there. And he's had over 200 some snaps. He's got a lot of experience. Seems like a great kid. I saw him in an interview on the Voice of College Football, Michigan branch. Those guys are awesome. Go check them out. I did an interview with him. Seems like a great locker room kid. Great player. Excited to have him here. And if you think snaps aren't important, must we talk of trouble with the snap? Come on now. Snaps on punts are important. And field goals. So along with him from Pitt is coming the kicker that he snapped back to, and that was next year sophomore, this year freshman kicker, Trey Butkowski. He's going to be kicking field goals and kicking butt for Michigan next year. What an awesome name. Trey Butkowski was all-conference in the ACC for Pitt, and he did a fantastic job. He made 20 out of 23 field goals. At one point, made 16 in a row. He was the fifth highest scorer, and that was all done with, in the country, but that was all done with even missing 2 games due to illness. His long was a 47, which I know some people are like, oh, you can't knock it from a 50. I mean, if he can make a 47, he probably can make a 50-some yard kick. I don't know. We'll have to see. Maybe it was that Pitt never tried any 50-yarders. Maybe they didn't want to. Maybe they didn't trust him because he was a freshman. Who knows? But what's cool is all 3 of his misses were over 40, so that means he's very accurate. He's not going to be missing a 20-yard field goal like we've had sometimes in the past, even with Zavada, who he could nail it from 60, but you never knew if he was going to shank a 20-yarder either. So I love Zavada, and I think he'll be a great kicker in the NFL, but pretty cool stuff. So I'm excited to have him on the team. I think he's going to be a great kicker, and I think Kerry Combs can help him figure out. We'll find out if he can make the 50-yarders. So if he can do it, we're going to do it. And finally, the trifecta, the third piece, the punter, which we sorely needed. The punts last year were going 10 yards or less way too many times. Very inconsistent. We could not flip the field, and our offense did not need to be, or our defense did not need to be on a short field all the time, especially because they were tired some of those games. So, I'm excited about Cam Brown, the punter from UNLV, another freshman, going to be a sophomore next year. So both these guys can grow together. 3 years of eligibility, and he's fantastic. A 71-yard long, a booming kick last year. He had an average of 43.8, which isn't, crazy, but it's a lot better than what we had the last couple of years. So I'm excited. And half his punts he had 40 some punts, half of them inside the 20-yard line. So he can flip the wheel. He can flip the field. He can be a weapon, and that's huge. And I'm really excited to have all 3 of these guys. Special teams are important. They can help you win games, I'm telling you. All right. And then we had a running back come from Oklahoma, Taylor Tatum. And I really like him because he was the #1 running back recruit in 2024. I wanted Michigan to get him, but we got the #5 recruit that year, Jordan Marshall, who's awesome, of course. But I really liked Tatum coming out of high school, and he looked pretty good his freshman year at Oklahoma. like 300 some yards rushing. He was the backup running back, looked like he showed a lot of promise. And then he had some injuries last year. He didn't really play, so he's going to have 3 years of eligibility left. But I think he could be really good. So we're going to have him, Hyder, and Marshall, 3 top 5 running backs in the last 2 classes. I trust that Tony Alford and Fred Jackson are going to be able to get the most out of Taylor Tatum and help him figure out. Some people talk about he has some fumble issues, so they're going to take care of that. He's going to be a great depth piece at worst or a great part of the committee at best, and I'm excited about it. Now, this does spell the end of Justice Haynes' time here. I wondered when I saw that. It was confirmed today. Justice Haynes put out a message saying, thanking the fans, thanking the university, thanking the coaches, but saying that he was moving on. Now, it could have been a money thing. Maybe they just, because they were trying to get him to come back. That's why once I saw Tatum get signed, I'm like, really, he's probably leaving. But he's not going to the NFL. He's coming back to go to the transfer portal and play somewhere else. You know, I'm sure his stock went down a little bit after the injury. In the NFL draft, he probably wants to be a 2nd or 3rd round, which is where running backs shoot for. It's hard to be a 1st round pick. Usually as a running back. So maybe he had dropped down too low and he thought, I need to go back. I need to rebuild my stock. And he thought Jordan Marshall looked great. I don't know if he's going to be, if I'm going to be able to overtake him. Then with Hyder coming in, maybe he just wanted to go somewhere and be the guy, to rebuild his draft stock. Or maybe it was just a money thing and he wants number 1 running back money and we're not going to pay him that here when you have Marshall and Hyder coming in. So who knows? I love Justice Haynes. I'm bummed that he won't be here, but I wish him the best, and I hope he goes somewhere and kicks butt. Hopefully not anywhere to a team where Michigan will play, though. So sad to see him go, but excited that we got Tatum coming in. And finally, the last 2 on the defensive line, I'm so stoked about. 2 guys from Utah I really wanted us to get. Number 1 came in last night, the edge rusher, John Illy, and he is awesome. Just a big guy, quick. He had 11.5 sacks last year, and that was with getting injured in the 11th game. And he still had that many sacks. Just has a high motor, does not quit. Great character guy, great locker room guy. And I think he's really going to help this edge group. You know, we have a lot of talent, but a lot of youth. Carter Meadows is coming in as a recruit. I think he's going to be great. Nate Marshall, I think, will be special. Cameron Brandt has been a solid backup. But now you throw John Henry, and holy smokes, now it's like awesome. I think this group's going to be great. The other Utah commit we got was a interior defensive lineman, Jonah Lea'ea, and I'm excited about him. He had a great year last year, too. He only had 1 sack, but he played on the inside, 38 tackles, was great against the run, but he is a little undersized. People are worried. He's 270 pounds, which is huge, but we're used to those big 300-pound defensive tackles. So, maybe he kicks outside and plays edge sometimes, or he just bulks up, strengthens up some. They coach him up, and he's really got a great pass rush from the inside that can put pressure on the quarterback and make tackles for loss. So maybe you put one of those big, beefy defensive tackles next to him, eats up some space, and then he can get in there and beat centers and guards off the ball. So who knows? I'm excited, though. He's a great player. That's all that matters. Great character guy, great player, athletic. So I'm excited to see what they do with him. I think our defensive line got much better, and that's just huge. They're 2 great players, and I could not be more ecstatic. So this has been great, right? And but now we got to talk about some of the bad news that we've gotten in the last day. All right, so as they say, the transfer portal giveth, and the transfer portal taketh away. And it's taking away some of the players that I was really excited to see grow with this new coaching staff. Now, a lot of players left early on. Most of them were backups or guys that probably didn't have a clear defined role or wouldn't get a lot of playing time, so it wasn't that big of a deal for most of them. But Zeke Berry went in, but then he came back, so that was good. But, like Elijah Dotson was going to leave, and it's like, oh, that's a bummer. I wanted to see, what we had in him. And then Mangum left, but it's like, okay, he was a backup. We've got some youth that can replace him. No big deal. I mean, I can't wait to see what Jaden Sanders is going to do with more playing time. Jordan Young will be really great. And you know what? We've also got TJ Metcalf. I mean, these guys are awesome. And then, son of a biscuit. All of those players entered the transfer portal along with Brandon Hillman, who I always liked Brandon Hillman, and he got his chance to be a starter and play a lot, and he just, I mean, maybe this new coaching staff could have gotten this out of him, but he is very like a risk taker, like all or nothing. Like any of my fellow Detroit Tiger fans around my age, you may remember an outfielder named Rob Deere. He pretty much either struck out or he hit a home run. That's how Brandon Hillman was. He went for the big hit, and he either smoked somebody or he totally missed and gave up a first down or a touchdown because he was the last line of defense. But that big play or terrible play needed to get coached out of him. But so him leaving, it's a bummer. But I thought, hey, we got TJ Metcalf, we got Jordan Young. It's gonna be fine. But they're in the transfer portal. Maybe they will come back. Maybe they're just testing the waters. Maybe they're renegotiating, want to get more money to get guaranteed playing time. Who knows? It's kind of a bummer, especially TJ Metcalf. He was awesome. I think he's dynamic and would have been really great in this new defense under Jay Hill. And maybe they come back. But if they don't, I still trust this coaching staff. They're going to find the players they need, and it's going to be awesome. And, we still have Mason Curtis. Rod Moore should come back, hopefully. That'd be great to have him back. They're probably going to bring in some safeties and defensive backs. We'll see. But it was kind of a bummer. It sounds like Shamari Earls is leaning towards coming back. I would love to see what he can do with better coaching and progression. So that's exciting. We've got some recruits coming in. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But it is a bummer. And, a lot of people think maybe it's because Lamar Morgan didn't get kept and these guys had a great relationship with him. Maybe that played a part of it. But with the transfer portal now, who knows? Who knows? It could be money. It could be guaranteed playing time. It could be them wanting to go somewhere else, knowing guys that are going somewhere else. Who knows? Maybe the new coaching staff came in and said, you're going to have to earn this. We're starting over and you got to work hard. You got to put in the work and we're not going to put up with any junk. And maybe they didn't like that because, as we've heard reports under Sharon Moore, there was not a lot of discipline. There's not a lot of accountability. It was kind of a fun party time, at practice and stuff like that. So maybe it rubbed some of them the wrong way. And if that's the case, then go find that somewhere else because we're going to be tough, disciplined, and like Kyle Winningham said in his introductory press conference, you will become us, we will not become you. And I love that. So hopefully they'll come back, but if they don't, I trust this coaching staff to find the right players and we're going to be just fine. No doubt in my mind, but I would love it if they came back. And the other one that was a bummer was Ty Haywood, offensive lineman. Maybe he wasn't going to play that much this year. He might have got in rotational depth, but he would have eventually down the line, I'm sure. But maybe it was just with everybody coming back, writing on the wall. He knew he probably wasn't going to get as much playing time as he hoped. Who knows? But he's in the transfer portal as well. So those were all kind of bummers to see. Jalen Hood, veteran linebacker left. I mean, our linebacker room is kind of thin right now. We don't know if Jimmy Roller's going to come back or go to the NFL. We lost Cole Sullivan. So who knows what's going to happen there. I am really excited about a player that they're looking into at the linebacker position from Pitt. We're just getting everybody from Pitt, which I'm going to talk about next when I talk about rumors and things that I've read, players that they're looking at. Let's talk about that. All right, so got my tablet here so I don't forget to talk about anything. I love to visit maizeandbrew.com. They have a great website. They have a portal tracker on there. They have articles, and it's a free resource and website. I absolutely love it. They do a great job. It'll be linked down below. Check them out. But Utah transfer quarterback Smith Snowden, a great cornerback from Utah. He visited. It went great. He's still going to go through his other visits, but hopefully we wrap him up. That would help a lot. That would be awesome. Michigan is hosting Elon quarterback Landon Clark. He could be a great backup. He's kind of a running quarterback, maybe like Devin Dampier from Utah. But the linebacker that I'm excited about is from Pitt. His name is Rasheem Biles, just a freak, an athlete. He was an all ACC player in 2025. Listen to these stats: 101 tackles, 17 tackles for loss, 4.5 sacks, and get this, 2 deuces, pick 6 interceptions. 2 times picked it off, ran it back for a touchdown. So he's just dynamic. He's dynamic. He would be incredible in this defense. And word on the street, the reports are saying that he was going to go see Florida State and then come see Michigan. He canceled that Florida State visit, and he's coming to visit Michigan. So hopefully he's feeling good and he's not going to leave without signing with us. Another awesome Utah player that Michigan is hosting is tight end J.J. Buchanan. He was fantastic last year. I would love to get him. If we get him in this offense, that would be huge. You know, we've got Zach Marshall, we've got Hogan Hansen, but it would be awesome to have a guy that's shown and proven that he can just be a beast like that, and the tight end room would be fantastic. Texas wide receiver Jamie French, a great receiver. He is coming to visit Michigan. He's got Michigan in his top 2. That's pretty exciting. He's coming to visit this weekend on Saturday, so fingers crossed. And then, of course, one that a lot of people are talking about, wide receiver Quincy Porter from Ohio State, 5-star recruit last year. He's in the transfer portal. He's going to come visit Michigan. So Michigan's been in contact with him. And he had originally considered Penn State, and their wide receiver coach at the time, Marcus Hagans, who is now at Michigan as the co-assistant wide receiver coach. So that could end up being helpful. Maybe. He's dynamic. It'd be awesome to get him. We'll see. Who knows what's going to happen with all of these guys, but there's a lot of players that they're talking to, interested in, and a lot we probably don't even know about that haven't been reported on. So we just got to keep an eye on it, get pumped, and just trust this coaching staff. I know people are worried. They're seeing all this going on. Oh, all these people are getting scooped up signed. Why isn't Michigan doing anything? But they've got a plan. I trust them. They're going to get the players they need, and they're going to coach up the players we have, and it's going to be an awesome year next year, and I cannot wait for it. But that's all we've got for this episode, for this video today. Thanks for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. Look forward to some deep dives on all this great coaching staff that I have coming up. And I'll do more videos on the players that are coming in. I'll keep you posted on things and give you my thoughts. And look forward to some content this weekend for Michigan basketball. We got a big game against Wisconsin, and hopefully we can just blow them out, and it won't be close like that Penn State game. But anyway, I hope everybody had a great day. Thanks again. It's been awesome so far. I haven't had much content out yet, but only, 24 hours in this game, and I'm having a blast. Thanks for all the support. Subscribe, like, leave a comment. I respond to everyone. Can't wait to talk to you down there. I'll see you in the next video, and until then, as always, go blue, baby.